Welcome back to Swish Happens. I'm Aiden.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Dillon.
All right, so let's get into it. Just got some recent news, couple things to talk about. We'll talk about one thing. Paul George debut last night, 21 minutes, 9.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 for 9. They got the W though. Close game with the Clippers.
Shake the rust off a little
Yeah,
bit.
shake the rust off. And then we've got the Kings looking at options for their big guys, DeRozan, Sabonis. I heard that's going on. And then the Mavs also looking at options, specifically AD. They said Gafford is the most movable piece, but they're shopping AD maybe. That's a rumor. Anything on that?
I think I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they do just decide to move on from AD, because to me it was like the whole thing with Nico Harrison was like, I feel like you should have given him at least a year. Like if you're gonna he made that franchise altering change, you gotta let him see out at least a year with everybody. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't even healthy yet.
See, I think it's the opposite. I think that it blew up in their face so quickly that if they didn't get Cooper Flag, I think Nico would have been golfing in.
I get that, but it's like I don't know. It's one of those things where, like I feel like you kind of just have to stand by. Like he made the decision, like just see how it goes. Obviously, I don't think he was going to survive past the year. I think he knew that too. Like after the results just weren't looking good, but it's an unfortunate situation for them. In general.
I mean, he made the decision, but sometimes people make a terrible decision. And they gotta get punished for it. AD, I don't know why they would trade AD. They're not going to get enough back for what he could still potentially do.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got to give it some time. Wait for Kyrie to be back at least and see what the team looks like.
See, I think I'm gonna zag. I'm gonna totally zag. I think they should get off AD now, like this year, mid-season trade. Because I think they're obviously not trying to win games. So I mean, if you have AD and it comes back, and then Kyrie comes back, they're gonna battle for like a 9th, 8th, 9th, 10th seed in the West. Maybe get in through the play-in and then get absolutely trounced by Denver and OKC. I just think like if you have a guy like Cooper Flag, where he's starting to come along a little bit, I think get off him. I think at least what I would do is get an actual primary ball handler, so Flag doesn't have to be the point guard at all times. I think that. It's funny you mentioned the Kings, but I think the Sabonis and AD markets, even though the value might be a little different, I think it's going to be a little bit similar. Like teams that jump out to me is like Golden State, or if Boston wants a position for next year.
Yeah, at this point in the season, there's teams that are buying and there's teams that are selling.
Sure. Yeah.
So there is always a couple teams that'll bid. That'll give you something. So it'll just be interesting to see what those teams are that come out and say, hey, let's make the move. Like, do the Bulls shake it up and say, hey, we're 8th right now. We started off showing what we could do. We're just maybe a piece away.
Sure.
I mean, you brought the Bulls up with the Joel Embiid trade we were talking about at the beginning of the season.
Definitely.
Maybe AD fits in that same mold, but better. And then the Kings, the Kings is interesting. They've, ever since De'Aaron Fox, they've always been that fringe team, like right there, not good enough, in a tough West conference. So, that's interesting. But we'll see what happens. We don't want to dwell on it too much because we got some big top 25 rankings coming up, but that'll be interesting. Let's see if more stuff comes up in this next week, next 2 weeks. Other news, just LeBron, no Olympics 2028.
Surprise.
Curry said never say never, but highly doubts it.
Yeah.
Sucks, but it's what it is. Pelicans might be planning to fire head coach Willie Green.
Or he's gone.
They fired him.
He's gone. Yeah, they fired him last week.
Oh, I'm late. I'm behind. I'm behind.
Yeah, I think another one that was it's weird because obviously head coach and GM is different between him and Nico, but I think that there was an expectation that wasn't being hit. And coming into this year, I think it was almost kind of a given. I think that they were both in similar scenarios where they thought they were going to be one thing or they wanted to be one thing and they weren't. I mean, I think with the Pelicans, even though it wasn't his fault, he's going to get scapegoated. I think you just got to have some sort of switch up there because it's been dark over there. It probably should be a front office change, but I guess you start with the head coach.
You start with the easiest piece to move.
Exactly.
And then you start having to really start looking at the situation. But I mean, it's a bad situation for them in general.
Oh,
I mean, it has to be like front office all the way down to the roster. Like it's just like one of those complete, like you gotta restart everything.
Yep, Zion missed a game last night. It's just like all these things like before the year that if you're the Pelicans, you're gonna say, oh, best case scenario, we're good. I mean, everything. It's not even worst case scenario. It's almost the expectation. Like Zion not playing games. Your young guys are okay, but not good enough. You're in the Western Conference. I mean, I know we've talked about the Derek Queen trade a bit, and he's actually looked very good.
That's good, yeah.
They got to get off someone and get a pick for next year and add, because Derek Queen's good, but it's not good enough to be the Derek Queen show.
Right.
Like we talked a little bit about some of those college guys coming in. That they need to get a pick for next year.
They have to.
Like even if it's not lottery, they need a first round pick next year.
If I'm in that organization right now, I think it's just time to move on from Zion. Like everybody knows what Zion could be or can
Absolutely.
be,
Yeah.
but it's like the same story every year. Like
And
everybody knows what to expect at
Yes.
this point. Like you have that hope, like, hey, this is not gonna happen, but like if it's a repeated thing, at some point you just have to say, listen, he might prosper somewhere else, but it's just you have to let go of it here because it's not gonna work. It's just holding you guys back way more than it's helping.
Yeah,
100%.
and it's contract year, so it's really like if you're gonna sign him, you're signing him for a near in this NBA, you're signing him for a near max.
Yeah.
4 years, and that's a
It's just not
commitment.
worth it.
That's
Everyone
just not
defaults
worth
to a
it.
max contract, and I think that's an overall problem in the league. I think that teams just default to, oh, we're going to give you the max contract. But I mean, he at least for then I don't know how you can go ahead and sign yourself up for 4 more years as Zion
Yeah.
when he's averaging 30, 40 games a year, and like
Yeah.
I love that dude, but.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. We're going to talk about top 25 players. He's not going to sniff any of these lists. He's not going to be close. I mean, I think after top 25, I mean, I would wonder where I'd even put him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's hovering in that range because talent-wise, he could be a fringe top 10 player, but he doesn't play enough. He's probably in the 30s, the 40s. I don't even know. So
And I think Zion himself will probably be like very aware, like his contract year, like there's like that's his whole narrative now. It's like what team is really gonna want to take that chance on you to
Yeah.
give you the money that you're looking for.
he just needs to change the scenery too.
Change the scenery, but it's also like you at some point you also gotta look at yourself. You know
True.
what I mean? Like that's what year 8. I want to say.
You're 8 or 9. Yeah, he came out in
19, I think.
Yeah, 18 or 19.
So,
One of
it's
those
like,
two.
like at some point, like come on, man.
It's
You
sad.
know, it's like you know what you could be too. It's like you see the glimpses, and it's like, I mean, maybe it's just gonna be one of those things like what could have been for him, and that that's like I think one of the worst careers you could have. It's like a low regret. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things that could have been prevented.
Yeah, and it's a coincidence he comes into his press conference, his preseason press conference with lost weight when it's contract year. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with them too, just one quick thing. I think the two most mismanaged organizations in the NBA in the last 10 years have been the Pelicans and the Brooklyn Nets. I think, bar none in terms of whether it be draft selection, whether it be trades, roster creation, I think those two teams have been awful. And I mean, like, that's separate from Zion's thing. So I think I'm adding in the worst case scenario for Zion's career and one of the most mismanaged organizations in the league. It's just, it's worse than it even could have been for either side, if that makes sense. Like, they brought out the worst in each other, I think.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to wash your hands.
Yeah, and then last thing on current, I mean, we talked about it last week, but Pistons still 10-game win streak. Jalen Duren in the last 5 games, listen to this, 25 points per game and 15.5 rebounds per game.
Unreal. And he even missed a couple in there too. So
Yeah.
he missed a couple, Cade missed a game this past weekend. They're winning with Dennis Jenkins out there starting. Like, Paul Reed's putting up like
Yeah.
20 and 20. Like, this team is just putting it together,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Super fun.
Exciting team to watch too. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just.
Yeah.
I'm really rooting for them. I think it's been fun to watch. I think same thing with the Raptors, kind of surprising everybody too.
True. So, like, Suns, Pistons, Raptors to me have been the 3 biggest. I mean, obviously different amounts of wins, but I mean, I didn't think any of those teams would be where they are now.
Yeah, same. We could talk about current stuff all day. Let's get into the top 25 here.
Love it.
We're gonna go top 10, and then 10 to 25 probably.
Okay, sure.
And then, so who wants to start it off?
I'll start. Okay. I think right now my number 1 is still Jokic. That's just kind of first thing I thought of, like, hey, that's number 1 right there.
Yeah.
I got 2 with Luka, 3 Giannis, 4 Shea, 5 Jason Tatum. I know he hasn't played anything this season, but like I kind of hesitated in like the last couple of years, you know, for sure. 6 I have Wemby. You know.
Yeah, sure.
7 I have Ant in there. 8 Curry, 9 Kevin Durant, and 10 LeBron.
Okay.
Okay.
I got Jokic at number 1. I think he does too much to not be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I have Giannis number 2. There's some points in seasons where I want to argue Giannis is the best player in the NBA. He might not stuff the stat sheet as much as Jokic, but what he does for that Bucks team is a lot. 3, I have SGA. Consistency. I mean, Mark Daigneault just said it. Shea said it in a press conference last year. His whole life is consistent. He does it every single game, and he doesn't even play the fourth quarter.
Oh my god.
We don't even need to get into that.
Absolutely.
Number 4, I have Luka. Number 5, I have Wemby. Wemby is broken into the top 5. Tatum, number 6. When he's healthy, I don't think it's much of a debate. And I had this originally, but I'm going to switch it. I'm putting D-Mitch at 7
Okay.
and Ant at 8.
Respect.
I think D-Mitch is just more consistent, more efficient than Ant right now. And then I have Cade at 9.
Yep.
And then this is where it started to get tough, but I put KD at number 10. It's KD, so I put him over the guys that will be next.
I like that. I think I'm more similar to Aiden. I think with our top 10. So I have Jokic 1. I think Jokic is like 1 in like a tier of his own. I cannot wait to talk about Jokic in like 2 seconds. SGA at 2. Giannis at 3. Luka at 4. Wemby at 5. I omitted Tatum. Not because he doesn't deserve to be on here. It was really tough for me to place him.
Yeah.
So I took the easy way out. And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about him. And then it allowed me to add someone else to 25 that I want to talk about too. So Wemby at 5, Ant at 6, Steph at 7, Donovan Mitchell, Spida at 8, KD at 9, and then Cade at 10. Cade before the year for me would have been probably around 20, but I think he's been so damn good.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely would not have been in the top 10.
So Jokic real quick, because we all have him at 1. I know we don't have to talk about it too much. Jokic. Hand up, I put Jokic outside of my top 3 MVP. Stupid right here. He is so unbelievably good. I know he was low on points when we talked about this the first time. He's up to 27 a game. He's still leading the league in rebounds, still leading the league in assists. 50-point games. His minutes and his touches are still down, and he's scoring at an unbelievable rate. Offensively, they are ungodly every single night. Cam Johnson hasn't even been that good. Jamal's been great, but it's all Jokic. He has just been elite. He's shooting like 80% from 2. Like he's like almost every single shot that's going up from 2-point range is going in. He's just been out of this world. I think like almost every year the last 5 or 6 years we said, oh, this is an even better Jokic year, and people get tired of him. I think he's done it again though. I think he's in a tier of his own at number 1. Night to night, he has just been the best player in the league for 3 or 4 years now.
And if we're not including the Thunder, I think the Nuggets are the best team in the league. Yeah, the Pistons have a better record, but I think the Nuggets are the best team in the league outside of the Thunder.
I agree. No, I agree. I mean, from a team perspective, the only thing with the Nuggets that's a little may not be super sustainable is that they're second in defense, and I think they're like best in the league in like opposing 3-point percentage. So I think they're getting a little bit of luck on the 3-point shot.
Yeah.
But that's not taking away from their wins and losses. I just think that second in the league in defense, I don't know if that's totally true.
Yeah.
But I think offensively, it's them and OKC. I mean, just as a team, it's them and OKC.
Yeah, for sure.
But so I had SGA at 2, and then there's Luka and Giannis at 2 respectively.
I had Giannis at 2.
All right, make the case.
SGA and Giannis. I mean, I'm an SGA guy. I just think Giannis brings more to the table as a complete basketball player. You're not going to really see me argue against Shea a lot,
Of course.
but I'm not really arguing against Shea. I'm just arguing for Giannis. He just does more for that Bucks team and is expected to do more for that Bucks team.
Yeah, fair.
So that's why I have him at 2. I would flop him. Like, I'm not mad at SGA 2.
Sure. Let's hear Luka.
For me, Luka, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like it's just kind of, for me, it's more like the captivating to watch. Like I'm excited to watch Luka, if that makes sense. Like,
Sure.
And I know that doesn't necessarily make him like better than the other.
It's
two.
your list.
But
No,
what I'm saying,
I like
what I'm
it.
saying is that is like, he's going to bring something that like most guards can't bring either, right? You know what I mean? Like you're gonna put like, if I'm trusting somebody to like, if I need someone to like, he needs to like, let's start bringing up the engine, let's start like getting, get the change movement, everything like that. I'd put the ball in Luka's hands. I mean, like, he can't do that. I hear the whole thing with Giannis though. Like, I could flip flop them too because I mean, you take Giannis out of that Bucks team. Where do the Bucks say even at that point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like a huge part of that team. But yeah, no, for me, Luka's just like I think the Lakers would also be way worse off without him, especially in like the situation
sure.
without LeBron and everything. Like, he's carrying that big load for that organization, and also like we know that's his organization. Once LeBron's gone, that's his.
Yeah.
Even now, it might be.
Like, you know, like, yeah. I just like I could so see him like just like elevating more and more once he has like it's gonna be his team. They're gonna completely build around him. They're not gonna have to deal with like I don't know. I'm happy with like
Yeah.
you know.
And I think my line after Tatum, from 6, my top 6, I think there's a pretty fine line between Tatum and then Ant. I had D-Mitch at 7, actually, I flipped them. But I think the line there is like, those guys show that they make their team win. I mean, Ant did bring him to the conference finals, but I just don't think, I don't know if I'm not as high on Ant as everybody else is. I just think there's a gap there between those top guys and then the rest of the league.
I think I think I had Ant right after Wemby at 6 because I think that Ant on a two-way perspective, I think it brings more to the table. I mean, I had Steph and Donovan Mitchell right behind him. Like I think like to me that was kind of a tier to me. It was kind of like it was kind of those three, and I think because I was thinking is it Spida is it Steph?
Right.
I think Steph's just a game breaker. I mean,
Yeah.
Steph in terms of just the attention that he brings, he's so unique. He's almost uncomparable to anyone in the league, and what he does for a team over the course of 48 minutes, especially in the last 4 minutes.
It's Steph Curry.
Exactly. But I think with Ant, he just he has levels of that type of vibe. Obviously, not with the same way with the prolific shooting. But I mean, he's a game breaker on the offensive end, but then he's also going to lock up your other wing. And then with Donovan Mitchell, between Donovan Mitchell and Steph, I just think that I'm siding with history on this one. I think Steph he edges Donovan Mitchell, but I don't think you can go wrong with any of those three in any order.
For sure. KD, I put him at 10. It's just Kevin Durant. I mean, his stats aren't crazy. He hasn't been doing exceptional, but I just would put the ball in KD's hands in any situation.
I think what the Rockets do, before I start, I want to make sure. Rockets do have the number 1 offense in the league right now, and I mean, I think it's just Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I mean, like they've been a great defensive team with Ime in the last couple of years, but this is why they brought this guy in. Was to do this, was to power that offense. I think he's done that. I think every year where the league and fans try to kind of boot him out of the top 10. He reminds you I'm still that guy. So I think for me that's why I'd keep him in the top 10. I mean he's been exactly what they've needed. He's been exactly as promised. Still a top 10 guy to me.
Yep.
So I'm curious about LeBron.
So that also
like
had to do with like historical too. I mean like bringing
100%.
It's LeBron.
It's Bron.
You got to. I mean it's one of those things like even when he comes back, like we were talking about, like he might disrupt the flow of how the Lakers are moving.
Sure.
But he's gonna drop his points. He's gonna get like his stats there. Like no matter what this is LeBron, he's gonna get that done.
100%.
So I was like, I feel like I just had to put him there just out of almost like respect because man, fair enough. But if I was doing it more toward like recent trends, right? I have D-Mitch right underneath in the top. He's my 11 right there. So it's like it could have again flip flop either way, but yeah.
100%. I think this was an interesting exercise when trying to do the what have you done the last couple years? Right. What are you doing right now? Some of these guys aren't playing. I have 2 guys on this list. One is LeBron that haven't even played a game this year. And I mean it would have been 3 if I had Tatum. So this was an interesting list to kind of put together.
And the more I'm looking down this list, the more I'm realizing do I really want to keep him there?
Yeah. No, it's definitely a tough battle between what they're trending towards and what they have done.
Yeah.
It was tough. So I tried to take a little even mixture of both and just a little bit of my own opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now for sure is just the toughest and most it could really be anything.
Yeah.
For our 11 to 25.
You could split it maybe 11 to
Yeah, we could split it in half. Let's go let's just go. You want to go 11 to 10, and then get
Yeah.
your fringe guys, your 21 to 25, and then some fringe guys.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so at 11, I don't even know if I love this, but I have Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, okay.
Number 12, I have Steph Curry. So that was really my I'd say maybe my toughest of like the meaningful rankings was probably from 9 to 12 there, from Cade, KD, Brunson, Curry. Because those are all somewhat interchangeable, and it just depends on the night.
Mhm.
But so 11 Brunson, 12 Curry, 13 AD, 14 Devin Booker, 15 Paolo, 16 Maxey, which Maxey would have been just sniffing this list maybe. I don't think I'd even put him in my 25. I'd probably put him right outside of it.
Yep.
But he's been going insane. Jaylen Brown, 17. Kawhi, 18. LeBron, 19. J-Dub, 20.
Okay, well, I think I wish I put LeBron lower because I like hearing LeBron at 19 feels more right. But I had Brunson at 11 as well. I had Kawhi at 12. I had AD at 13. Bron at 14. That 12 that Kawhi, AD, Bron trio was the hardest to place, and I was honestly moving them up and down together as a trio every time I did this. Okay, so Kawhi, AD, Bron, 15 Cat, 16 Book, 17 J-Dub, 18 Paolo, 19 Maxey, and 20 Mobley. What was my 10?
We'll get, once he's done,
See, now, when saying this and now I'm looking at it, like, man. I really think I would change things around, but I'm going to just stick to what I had initially, right?
Yeah.
So I have 11, I have D-Mitch. I really could have put him top 10. 12, I have Cade. 13, I have Brunson. 14, I have Booker. 15, I have Maxey. Here's this is when the list starts going, for me, starts trending like,
Okay.
16, I put Chet up there.
Okay.
I just felt like defensively, like, he just
I mean,
really
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Then I have
You're in the
17.
right room to get Chet.
17, I put Bam there.
Okay.
18, I put Mobley. 19, I put Sengun. And then 20, I have Kawhi.
Okay.
All right. I had J-Dub at 14, 15, and then I started listing the names, and I was like, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. And yes, I hate to put Kawhi and LeBron at 18 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron hasn't played. I don't think his usage is going to be what it's been. I really think that when he comes in, we're going to see a little different Lakers offense. I think he's going to be a lot more off ball. And that's just what I feel should happen, and I hope it happens. Kawhi, I think I said this in our first podcast. Healthy Kawhi might be one of the best players of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he just doesn't play as much, and so I don't know. I can't put him above these younger guys that go out and perform every night. Jaylen Brown, I hate Jaylen Brown, but I mean you gotta put him there. Maxey's going insane. Yeah, Paolo. Probably before the season I'd put Paolo higher.
I agree.
Than 15. He's just not badly, but he's underperforming a little bit from what I thought he was going to do.
No, I agree. I mean, I think with J-Dub, I think there was a turning point where I put him because right above him I have Cat and Book, who I think before this year, if everyone's healthy, they are way below J-Dub.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they've both been playing really, really well. I mean, the Knicks have been great. Cat on Friday had 30 in the first half. I mean, he really is the best shooting big man of all time, even though he's corny. I think he really is legit. But then right under him is Paolo, who to your point, underperforming. To a great extent. I mean, I think Paolo before the year, I probably would have had. Probably above Kawhi, AD, and Bron. I probably would have had him at that 11-12 spot. And then Maxey right after that, who was overperformed, and then Mobley, who I think before the year I would have had probably at 15. I think Mobley, coming off the DPOY, all the defensive stuff is great, but it's just the Cavs are such an interesting team to me because I know guys have been hurt. But when you have Mobley and Jared Allen starting, but you're getting work on the boards every night, it's a really weird thing. And then all Mobley's efficiency numbers have been down offensively. He didn't take a step back in my eyes, but I think he just got jumped by the Maxies and even I think Book and Mobley before the year I would have looked at a little more similar, but then Book has just reminded us who he is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have J-Dub 20, but I value him as a player more than a lot of those guys. I think J-Dub's a great player, and I think he might be the most versatile player in the NBA.
he's in the mix. I mean, like his potential. I mean, realistically, if he wasn't on the Thunder, he'd be a top 10 player.
Yeah.
I think, and he was healthy. I mean, AD was. I want to ask you guys about AD because I have him at 13. I think that's a little bit because of he showed some okay stuff when he was healthy, and then more of the historic thing. But as I look at this list, I want to move him down. I want to move him under Cat and Book and Dub, and I want to move him to the back of the top 20. I mean, like I forget. You had AD.
I had AD 13.
I have 80 in 22.
Okay.
Just there. I think it's also just kind of like, just recent. Like, yeah, he has had his moments too, but it's also like it's just like one of those things where it's now like,
Yeah.
it's kind of. I want to say he's like peaked already, but like it's definitely like down. I think it's only a decline from now on.
I'm thinking that a little bit, and I think like it's not over by any means. It's not over for him, but I think I'm more siding with you, Matt, where it's like I think this could be the highest we see AD ever again,
Right.
or literally this is the highest I'll ever put AD ever again is 13. I wouldn't be surprised coming back from the injury if some of this stuff starts to dwindle a little bit.
Before this year, AD would have been in my top 10.
I think that's fair. I think that's definitely fair.
Definitely moved down, and definitely could be further down. I'm a big AD fan. I think once he went to the Lakers, he wasn't really given as much credit as he should have. He was a big part of that championship team, obviously.
MVP caliber guy.
Yeah, he's an exceptional player that doesn't really get the spotlight because he played on that Lakers team with LeBron.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely hasn't been what he was. But it's a long year, and it's a really tough situation they've got over there in
especially
Dallas.
if he gets traded again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a.
But yeah,
I hope it doesn't happen for him. I really hope he brings it back.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think that's like this is. I think his role from now on will only decrease. Like you know what I mean? Like I said, I think this is like the highest we're gonna see him.
I had Jaylen Brown the highest out of anybody.
Yeah.
So we're all Jaylen Brown haters in here.
Well, listen.
I
It's a weird situation with him. I don't know how to explain it for like to make it really make sense because like I do rate him. I think he's definitely a really good player.
Yeah.
But I think it's also just like moments. You know what I mean? Like there's just like there's just like those moments where you're just like what? Like what's going on right here?
I think it was tough for me. I think if I could do this again, I might even switch him and Mobley and put Jaylen Brown at 20. But I just think that it was tough for me to put him above Maxey or even still Paolo, even though Paolo's been bad, or J-Dub.
Yeah, I don't. The people that I have above now, I'm looking at it, is I have above Kawhi, LeBron, and J-Dub. And like now that I think about it, if I were like picking who I want on my team, I'm taking Kawhi, LeBron, and J-Dub over him.
It's tough. I really like Jaylen Brown too. Like I think like again, I love like a Zag take and everyone's zigging. I really do. I really do like Jaylen Brown. I think he deserved that Finals MVP. I'm sorry. I know that's like a hot take. But I just think this year there's been numbers, and I mean I didn't really expect them to win a ton of games. I mean I saw them in person last week when they played the Sixers. I just think him and Derek White. I think now it's clear to me, or at least I feel more confident saying that Jaylen Brown is the best number two, maybe of all, or one of the best number twos of all time. He's not number one. And Derek White is the best star caliber role player of all time. He is not a number two guy. That is not knocks to them. That is just kind of an adjustment of how I felt. Like to be honest, before the year, not even Jaylen Brown, I would have bet Derek White. I think Derek White was so underrated, but I think in a starring role now. I think Derek White would have been fringe top 25 for me, to be honest. Like I'm a really big Derek White guy. He's not flashy, does a lot of things right. But in a larger role for both those guys, I think we've seen that. I think Tatum is the one, Brown's the two, White's the three, and that's where they're all maximized. What was my take on this?
All right. So 21 to 25, and then I've got like 5 or 6 fringe guys.
I got 3 fringe guys.
Yeah.
So Jaylen Brown 21, I had Şengün 22, I had Siakam 23, I had Bam 24, 25. This was a pre-pod ad. I got Lauri Markkanen jumped in at 25.
Lauri Markkanen, fringe guy.
And then honorable mentions, I had Chet, I had Denny moving into that category, and then I had Harden, who I had a 25, but I took off.
Right.
So.
All right. 21, Evan Mobley. 22, I'm flipping right now. Cat, 23, Harden.
Okay.
I had Harden 22, but I'm going to go. So Mobley 21, Cat 22, Harden 23, Pascal 24, and Şengün 25.
Okay.
And then I've got a lot of fringe guys, but I'd say my top fringe guys are Chet, Bam, Franz, even though he's underperforming as well, and then I want to put Josh Giddey up there.
Okay. I don't hate it at all.
I got 21. I have J-Dub. Then I got AD. So now, like, this is the whole thing. I had a real issue trying to keep him here. Like, I think if I could go back and change it, I definitely would have taken him off. I had 23. I have James Harden.
Okay.
Then I have Paolo, and then I have Cat. So it's
Paolo down at 24.
I
didn't realize
I
that.
will say that's mostly really just due to the underperformance.
Okay.
Like I tried to keep it recent. But like
Yeah.
that's like when I started doing a little bit more recently. But like that's what I'm saying. Like he would definitely go up if Harden comes down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in that list, I'd probably jump him up a couple of spaces. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think that recency just like really hit me with that. I'm just like
17% from 3 is not going to bode a lot of votes for the top 20.
Yeah.
So I respect it. I do. I had Cat a lot higher. So I had Cat in like the mid-teens. So again, I mean, I think he's really been fantastic for the Knicks. Like, as an offensive player, as an offensive big man, I think he is right up there with, I mean, not in the same tier, top tier as your, big man, Jokic and those kind of guys. But I think offensively, he just brings something so unique to the game. I think he's like the last of like a pure stretch four. I think he's the greatest at doing that role. So I think something about that, empowering that Knicks team. I know it's not a great East, but powering them to such a great record kind of is why I had him higher. Why are you guys a little more apprehensive to put him up?
It's I don't know. To me, it's one of those things where it's like I do really rate him as a player. Like I think he like brings a lot to any team like he could be on, right?
Yeah.
You get good like production from him.
Yeah.
It's really I don't know. It really comes down. It's really trying to like justify why I put it this low.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I'm
I'm
really like trying to think about it. I think it's really more so I guess that like I wouldn't say he's underwhelming at times to me at least.
Okay.
Right, but like. I feel like he could be. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like speaking like just like I feel like he's like a streaky kind of guy. Like
Okay, I think it's fair.
I will say Cat's very good, but the same way we were talking about Jaylen Brown he is a number 2, and there's only that I'm looking at right now. I only have about 3 or 4 number 2s above him.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody else above him is a number 1, and out of the number 2s, I value J-Dub more. Jaylen Brown has proven more. Maxey is not a number 2 anymore. AD, probably one of the better number 2s LeBron has ever played with, and now he's a number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have him that low.
Yeah, I get it.
He's very good, but like I said, it's tough. And with these middle guys, it really depends on a nightly basis. Cat. Like you said, I can't really knock anything you said about Cat. I just don't value him as high as these other guys.
Totally fair. Yeah, totally fair.
Şengün is a guy I don't think I would have had in my honorable mentions of top 25, just because I'm not a big Şengün fan, but he's playing very, very well, and he's trending upwards.
Offensively, he does it all. I mean, I know I was giving a lot of credit to KD for that number 1 Rockets offense, but Şengün is he has shades of Jokic, but then he really is his own thing. I mean, in terms of scoring the rock himself, I'm not gonna say he's better than Jokic, but I think like you can look to him to score the ball in a little bit different ways than Jokic. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't utter anything bad about Jokic. I can't. Şengün is better than him, but I think that where Şengün can pass the ball, I think Jokic more like that's more his strength. But Şengün is just an offensive anchor as a rebounder. He draws fouls. I think his shots looked a lot better this year. I think he could be a mover. I think like I'm at 22. I think he could actually jump up into that kind of 15 year.
And you had Bam on your list, right?
I did.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. I just don't know. I have him right outside. And then there's 2 guys that would be on 25 lists like almost every year before this, especially recently. Jimmy Butler. He's probably like 30 something for me.
Yeah.
And then Julius Randle. I feel like he's a guy that could be in there, but just not anymore. Like, I don't know. But Jimmy Butler, is it different if he's still on the Heat?
I think yes, not because he would be playing any better. I just think that
His
they,
role.
I think his role. I think they maximize him a little bit more, like the way the style that they play. I think that I mean, when it's Golden State, when it's in the last 6 minutes of the game, I mean, the ball's in 30's hands. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
Jimmy Butler is there for cuts and for defense, and I just think that I think it's a role thing. And I think that, I mean, even when he was with Miami, though, it's not like in the regular season he was like a prolific player. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that I don't know if that's by choice or what happens there, but he was always more of like in the playoffs. He was probably like a top 7, 8 guy if we're doing this list. But in the regular season, whether it be for injuries or just, he kind of fades into the background. He just doesn't really show himself at points, and I think the age thing is going to start to become a thing as well. So yeah, I'm with you. I didn't even think about it for honorable mentions this year. And for Randall, I think the T-Wolves haven't been up to par this year. I think Randall is just an offensive player. Yeah, I'm not super interested.
Here's food for thought. Will Reeves ever touch a top 25? Austin Reeves. He's shown glimpses of, hey, I could be a star, but only for a couple games.
Let's see what happens. I think this offseason actually
if he's on the move.
is a moment.
Yeah.
I mean, because if he leaves and goes to, I don't know, I mean, if he wanted to bag, I mean, it doesn't matter what team. If he wanted to bag rather than win, I think we could see him on this list maybe next year.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. I think there's going to be some guys to drop. I think that we've seen this dude carry the load of an entire offense that was also starting Rui Hachimura and like DeAndre Aiden, who sucks. So like he can do it, like he can do it. But I think that if he stays, even if Bron goes, and even if he's the number 2 guy, I think the Lakers will probably bring more pieces in. He'll still be as good, but I think the statistical output, I don't think he would be able to hit that with the Lakers. I could be wrong.
And then Josh Giddey. I think he might be breaching it very soon.
That's fair.
I think if he can keep it up, for sure. Right.
Yeah.
It's always one of those things. Like, I definitely think he's definitely close, and I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, I think for sure as you see guys like Harden drop off,
Right.
Even Kawhi, LeBron, I think those young guys start to sneak in.
I think we're at an interesting point because even just looking at this list now, when we're talking, this era crossover, this era changeover, there's not as many older guys on this list. I mean, there's Steph, KD, Kawhi, AD, Bron,
Harden is
and
the fringe guy.
yeah. So there's 6 spots available. So I mean,
And those will all be changing soon.
Exactly, yeah. So it's interesting where I think even 5 years ago there would have been kind of more guys, like Paul George would have been in here. Westbrook would have been here maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like the transition. Like it's time for them to. They're like slowly walking out.
I mean, they're the last ones left of the top tier old guys.
100%, and I think also too what becomes interesting is that because I feel like I do this too, where it's like, maybe Chet's gonna jump in there, or I think he's a back example because I think he is, or maybe Denny Avdia jumps in, or maybe Gay jumps in, but then you have next year Cooper Flag ascends, or then you have BJ ascends. So I think that there's an interesting point where you feel like guys are on this natural progression into superstardom, and maybe they get there, but then you have other guys that they're just way ahead of schedule, or just leap right into that category. So I think that's why the NBA is so fun, because there's so much talent, and the kind of these top 25 lists every year are so drastically different. So I think it's fun. Lauri Markkanen at 25, he just had 3 50-point games, and Utah's way better than expected. So I thought he was fun to put on.
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about putting Markkanen definitely in the honorable mentions. I just didn't.
Yeah.
But no, I've always loved Markkanen. I wish he got to play. I mean, on that Bulls team, he got to play some meaningful basketball. But did you see? I just saw something recently. Draymond Green. Did you see this? The Warriors were going to trade for Lauri Markkanen, and Draymond Green told them not to because they were giving up more than they would get. But I think Draymond Green was involved in that trade. So I don't know.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That's why I would
so-
say he's about to do that.
But I thought that was crazy. I think that would be interesting to see Lauri play with Curry.
Imagine if they had Lauri Markkanen right now.
Yeah.
The Warriors would be right in the mix for, right under OKC and Denver. I mean, I think they'd be right in the mix with Houston, the Lakers, they'd be right there.
The Warriors would be those buyers for an AD for
Yes.
Sabonis. The thing is, they don't have a lot of pieces. They said that, I saw one thing that said they would have to give up Kuminga and Draymond, which I don't even know if they give up Draymond. I don't know, who wants Draymond?
Yeah.
I hate Draymond. There's a lot of guys in the NBA that I'll say that I hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a hater.
Who have the Warriors been starting at center? Just Al Horford? Has he been their starting center?
I think so, yeah.
If the Warriors can get a guy like that though, like an AD, my God, that team would immediately like boom.
Oh my gosh.
You put them in a conversation already.
It's insane, yeah.
So it's
They
like
probably they think they.
I would love to see them make a move like that though.
I'm stuck on marketing it. Like he's a play finisher, he's a spot up shooter, he's a rim protector. I mean, oh my gosh, that
They've
would
they've never had a guy like that that's tall and can stay out on the 3-point line. They've never had a guy like that.
Yeah, it's been Bogut or
Yeah.
Kawhi
The closest
Looney.
they had was Boogie, but Boogie was like almost dead.
Yeah, he had ACLs that were like yarn.
Yeah.
Like, it was not happening for our boy, but damn.
I'd love to see the Warriors make a move like though. That would be a very
I know they're always been like they're always right there. I mean they did Jimmy Butler last year, but I feel like they've always been right there and they never really pulled the trigger. Besides Jimmy.
Real quick, last thing. Who would you guys say would be your biggest mover on both ends? So who would be your biggest drop? And who is your biggest ascension, like at the end of the regular
season?
season?
Happening?
Yeah.
I think my biggest drop could be...
That's tough, man.
I think my biggest drop, if we're talking about like...
It's a tough question, I know. It's tough.
Do you already have one in mind?
I think my biggest drop is AD. I think as we talked about, that's kind of how I thought of this, was like kind of trying to do the exercise of, I think AD is my biggest drop, and then I could see Dub jumping into the top 10, I think, which is totally biased, to be honest. Totally biased answer, but I could see Dub just going nuts and then jumping some of these guys and being a top 10 player.
I could say it too. He's right there. I mean, he's already there, and he just... I don't know. I love Jalen Williams.
Him or I have J-Dub and Paolo at 17, 18. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say 2. I think Paolo and J-Dub could both be number 10 by the end of this year.
I was going to say Paolo. I mean, I have him at 15, but I definitely would put him in my top 10 before the season, and I could see him getting into the top 10. I was trying to think of my biggest drop from the top end.
Yep, sure.
And it's like hard to see one of those guys, but if I were to pick, I would say Luka.
Okay,
Honestly,
interesting.
I could see. I mean, I'm not going to say I could see. But out of all those top guys, he would be the one that might drop off in points or efficiency.
Okay.
And I could see the Lakers dropping off in wins. I don't know. I was never really high on the Lakers, but
Sure.
they're playing really well. But if I were to see one of those top teams fall, it would be the Lakers.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I don't think I could argue that. That's a very good point into that sense. Like,
You can see it.
Yeah, it's just like, I hear that. I would love to, you know what, I think I have to agree with you. I think J-Dub just makes that jump, like, throughout the season. Like, I think that's the, I want to say that story for him of the year, but like, I think that's like the natural progression that you'd hope to see, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
he makes that jump into like, that upper echelon of players that everybody's looking
That's
at.
the hope.
But at the
That's
same
the
time,
hope.
I don't know if I could see Luka drop out of the. Like, nobody's ever going to be like, oh, he's not top 5 though.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's
AD's a
tough.
good one. That's tough for the droppers.
It is, yeah. I think if you're not talking one of the older guys, it's tough to kind of say
Like a young guy's just gonna.
not be good,
Yeah.
you know? Or I mean, no, I was gonna say Donovan Mitchell, but there would be no reason for that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would say, depending on how their season goes, maybe Ant has just like a very like bad down year.
Sure.
Like I could see
That's not bad.
I would say maybe if I'm gonna do anybody that I had up there, I think
I
I
could
could
see-
toward Ant.
Like Ant go to like 11 and Paolo sneak in the top 10.
I can see that. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it kind of just depends on how the Timberwolves look throughout the year and how his season goes. But I guess if I'm gonna pick somebody, I'll play Ant having his drop.
I like that.
Maybe Franz starts to go
Jumps
off and
in.
jumps in the top 25.
Okay. I think I have Chess just sneaking into the top 5, or is it top 5? Top 25.
Yeah.
I wish it was top 5, but I think he'd get to the top 25. He's been.
Yeah, I have him outside the 25 too. I tried not to be too high on the Thunder guys. I think I did good. I had J-Dub at 20 and Chet outside of 25.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, pretty good. random hooper. I haven't even put any thought into this.
So I got one. I'm wearing a Vancouver Grizzlies shirt today. So go look up Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf's mixtape. Tough.
It
Very
was
tough.
nasty.
I think for all these random hoopers, I'm gonna try to find players whose mixtapes I liked, and they're gonna be recommendations. So Abdul-Rauf is mine.
I'm gonna go Jameer Nelson, St. Joe's legend.
Respect. Okay.
I got caught on this one. I really got caught on this one.
I love it.
Wow. Well, I can't. I'm like, my mind's still on the top 25. All I can think is like the bigger name guys. You know what? Just I'm gonna do. What's his last name? I forgot his last name. Zaza what?
Pachulia.
Yes.
He ruined Kawhi and the Spurs.
Yeah, that's my
All-star, potential all-star starter.
Dark.
Zaza Pachulia.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Well, there we go. We don't know what we're gonna do next.
I mean, we may be off for the holiday for Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah,
We'll have
for
to talk
next
about it.
next week. Yeah, I don't know if we'll have one next week.
But yeah, I mean, in 2 weeks, next week there's like 20 NBA Cup games, and
Yeah.
actually it'll be the end of the NBA Cup group stage happens.
Yeah,
So
You
it's
can start
gonna
making a
be-
little
be-
prediction of
And it'll
it.
be a while,
Yeah.
so yeah, we could do like news, recent stuff because it'll be the longest since we did one, and then
LeBron will probably be back. I feel like.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we'll be a little over a quarter way through the season, maybe a quarter way.
I like that.
We
Yeah,
can revisit our predictions for the standings of the East and West.
yeah, yeah.
Alright, we'll do first quarter reviews.
I like that, and maybe some mock trades will be
Yeah.
kind of bubbling a little bit.
Yeah, let's
Alright.
let the NBA tell us what we'll do.
That's right.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
All right, Swish Happens.